Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a review, not even a review, kind of underwater footage, and how to use the JB Ballhead Double Eye Jig. This is Eagle Claw Jig, and I'm using the black and white. And before we start, I'm filming the fish tank. Some of the water's already freezing outside, but I can't get on the ice because it's not safe yet. And we're going to be going over two of the main things, it's techniques that I use to jig this. I used this one last winter during ice fishing, and it really helped me a lot. I got a lot of fish on it, which is good. So the first technique we're going to be using, or showing here, is the technique of bringing it all the way down to the bottom. As you can see, I drop it all the way down, and then a lot of the panfish, especially for me because I don't have a flasher, I run off this rule, are about a foot off the bottom. So I reel it up about a foot and a half, counting it off, and then I jig up. So you want to go 1, 2, and then kind of let it sink a little bit. And then 1, 2, and let it sink a little bit. Obviously, I'm using a little bit less on a lower scale because I don't have that much water in the tank. But as you watch, the jig goes up 1, 2, and then kind of sinks back down. And a lot of times when it sinks, that's when they'll take it. And then when you go back up with the 1, 2, you'll hook them and you can reel them up. And this really helps, especially if the fish are kind of slow. That pause when you sink it back down really gives them time to hit it and get the bait. Especially if they're finicky, it helps you catch a lot of bluegill and panfish. So the second technique we're going to be using is kind of a straight jigging technique, kind of a non-stop rapid fire. So what I'm going to do is I drop it all the way down to the bottom, as you can see, and then instantly I'm just bringing it right back up, like non-stop, not that much of jigging, but just right back up, not letting it drop. Just not as big jigs, but like little mini ones that just keep coming up and up. And as you watch, if you have a flasher, you can kind of see your bait moving up on the water table and then fish coming up from the bottom to come get it. And as you get more aggressive fish, you can keep it going so they don't lose interest in it, and really helps you get more bites there. But that one's a little bit more tough, I think, in my opinion, to read bites because it's rapid fire and you're not having those big jigs that really help you with like your hook set once they take it, of pulling it straight up. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is my opinion on this bait. Obviously, I really like this jig. I used it last winter for the first time, and I used it pretty much on every single ice fishing trip I went on because the movement on the water was really good, the durability was really good, and I actually bought another Eagle Claw brand jig with little tail, bucktail, I kind of forget what it was called, but it was a white and pink jig head with a white bucktail, and I caught 0 fish on that. And I kind of just switched up to this jig all winter because it just caught me fish constantly at a bunch of different lakes too. It wasn't just one lake. Like I caught a bunch of fish at a bunch of different lakes, and it was really pretty consistent and successful. So what we did is we tipped this with the bloodworms because bloodworms, kind of an unusual tipping. Most people use waxworms, which we also used. But we used the bloodworms. That caught us pickerel, some perch. Waxworms caught us perch. And then we also used minnows, which caught us some pickerel and some bigger perch. And I think some crappie. Don't really remember, but on this jig, we caught a ton of different types of fish at a ton of different lakes really consistently. So if you're moving to a bunch of different lakes, this is a great bait to use. It can be used with a bunch of different things on the end, a bunch of different baits and live baits and artificial baits. So if you need to switch up and use a bunch of different stuff, this is the bait to use. And that's about it. That's all I have to say. Great bait. I would check it out. I'll leave all the stuff linked in the description, the bait. I'll leave the crappie magnet. Also, I forgot to tell you, we tipped one in the video here. We tipped it with a crappie magnet, and that had great movement. And as you see, the little flopping tails kind of worked like a bucktail, but I feel like it had a little bit more movement because the bucktails, when they get wet, they get really like stiff in the water, whereas these kept moving back and forth. So I'll link that in the description too. And the rod I used, even though you don't see it, I'll just put that in, because why not? So thanks for watching. If you want me to improve anything, let me know, because I've never done this before. So let me know if you want me to review any other baits, and I'll see you in the next one.